In this video, we will show you how to create web-only events if you have Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management. We will also walk you through on how to access the online calendar module, how to see different events on the calendar, and how to edit details for the various events that appear in the back end of our event management module. In order to access our member calendar, we just need to make sure we log into our member account. You just look for your member login button and enter in your credentials. The landing page for most clubs, when a member logs in, is Member Central. So you'll see we're taken right to that page here. On the right hand side, you'll see this upcoming events. This is also known as our Calendar at a Glance web part. In here, we can see upcoming events that are taking place at our club. It's just providing that in a nice quick view for you where I can actually click on the name of the event and it's going to open that event for me. Or if you like, if I scroll back up, we can actually navigate right to that calendar. Regardless of who is viewing the calendar, it will automatically take you to the current month and current year. The current day will be indicated by the dark gray box. From here, you can navigate back a month using the arrow on the left-hand side, or forward a month using the arrow on the right-hand side. If you're looking for a certain month or a year to view, just click on April 2017 or whatever the current month and year is, and this will provide you with a drop-down to pick the month and year that you'd like to view. If you take a look at the calendar, you'll see there are some colors on here right now, and that we can actually set up within the event management module where we can assign colors to the different categories that take place at the club. If we go back to the top of our calendar, you'll see we do have some filter options available for you. At the very top, you can search by some text. Maybe you know the name of the event you're looking for, but you can't remember what day it's taking place on. All you have to do is type the name of that event in here, click search, and this is going to filter out your calendar to only show that web event. To go back to the original search results, just click Reset. Below that, we can show events with or without registration, or if registration is full. Then we have this event times. If I scroll down and look at the events on our calendar, we don't see the event times displaying on the actual calendar itself. Not a problem, this actually allows you to see the title of the event a little more clearly. Then, if you hover your mouse over the event, it's going to give you the full name of the event as well as the event time. However, if you like, we can check that event times, and what it will do is it will display the event time directly on the calendar for you. If you do have any other booking modules with us, such as tea times, courts, or dining, the member can have those events displayed directly on their calendar. Then we have guests. If there's no preference, yes or no. Gender works the same way. Maybe we have a father and son golf tournament that we have as male only. We can filter by that. And we also have the birthday option. So when you do set up your configuration, we can choose to hide all these, or if we like, we can show all, and that's going to be marked by the little gift boxes you see here. We also have the option of showing our buddies only, or we can hide that completely. On the right hand side, we have a category and location drop-down. Your categories and locations are entered into your Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management. The categories are different types of events that take place at your club. From here, we can actually filter our calendar for different types of categories. So if I uncheck Show All, maybe I just want to look for those social events. And we can change that back to Show All. Locations works the same way, different types of locations that you have at your club, and from here we can also filter by location. Then we have this nice legend icon up here, so anytime a member registers for an event, they will see this green check mark beside it. If the event has a wait list, we'll see this little clock icon, and if the event is full, you'll see a Do Not Enter sign, and those will be displayed right beside the event itself. Then beside that, you have a few more options. We can print this calendar. we can sync this calendar. Syncing the calendar will download an ICS file, which will sync this calendar to your personal calendar. However, any changes that are made here will not automatically update in your personal calendar. Instead, you also have the subscribe option, or if I click here, it's going to provide you with a URL that you can literally copy and paste into a new tab. And this allows users to subscribe to the calendar feed. That way, any changes that are made on this calendar will display on your personal calendar the following day. On our calendar, we can have two different types of events. Our first type of event is known as an information only, and these are the ones that you will be creating within our event management module. To view an event, you're just going to click on the name of the event, and that's going to bring up the event view window. On the left-hand side, you'll see the name of the event, as well as the details, including the date and time, the category, and location. In the middle, we have our event details. If you are familiar with creating your website, you'll see that it is very similar with how we create these event details, where we can add in our text and heading tags, photos, and even some hyperlinks. On the top right-hand corner, we can add this event to our calendar, and we can print it. The other type of event is a registration event, and these are the ones that are created in your Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management. So let's take a look at our registration event. You will know this is a registration event because on the top left-hand corner, you'll see this nice blue register button. I also have pricing available, which is being shown right here. In order to register for an event, very simple, just click on that blue register button. When a member does register for an event, they'll have this book for event window populate. At the top, we'll just see some of the basic information about the event, and below that, our name will automatically populate. To add a new registrant, all you're going to do is click Member, and from here, you can type a member's name. So maybe I'm looking for my friend. Or if you like, we can add a guest as well, just by clicking Guest. And note, their email is optional here. Just if we don't add an email, they will not receive an email notification. If you'd like to remove anyone from your booking, just click that Remove button. This registration type is known as detailed, meaning that anyone in our booking party must be given a name. We can't just provide a head count for them. If you scroll down to the bottom, there is a note section available if there's any notes that you need to enter in here for the administrator. So maybe we're celebrating a birthday for Drew. Once you've added your notes, if you have anything to put in there, and added all your registrants to your booking, you're going to click that blue register button. Once you've done that, you'll get your registration complete window, which will give you the breakdown for the details for that event, who is part of that registration, and allows you to print that confirmation. Notice now that the blue registration button has disappeared and has been replaced with being able to update our registration or cancel our booking. And if we look at the event on our calendar, you'll see we now have a green check mark beside the event, letting us know that we've registered for it. And to finish for our member view, I'd just like to show you the tabs across the top here. So in the event calendar tab, as you may have seen, this is how we view the calendar in an actual calendar style view. If you like, you can click List Events, and this is going to provide all these events within a list view for you. From here, if you have actually registered for an event, you can update or cancel from here as well. We have what is known as our Buddies and Groups tab. This basically allows your members to create some groups with other members that they know they like to attend events with at the club. Then we have My Bookings, and this is going to show all the bookings that this member has registered for. And like with that List Events tab, you'll see we can update or cancel our booking from here as well. We're going to start off by logging into our administrator account by clicking that member login button and entering in your credentials. Remember, to navigate to our calendar, we're going to go to Member Central and click on Calendar. As an administrator, you'll see basically exactly what your members will see when they look at their calendar. You may notice that there is a Manage Events and Create New Event tab. However, we don't like to use this from our calendar view here. We actually like to do our Manage Events and creating our events within the actual back end of our calendar module. This includes creating events in Jonas Activity Management and your Encore Activity Management. The difference here with our admin view is we can actually create a filtered calendar. So maybe in my category, I want to show only my social events. So that's going to filter out my calendar for only those social events. What I can do now is click on this Generate Link button. And all you have to do is use this URL. So maybe you want to put it on your social page or anywhere on your website, and what's going to happen is when a member clicks on that link, it's going to take them right into this filtered calendar. To work on the back end of our calendar, we're going to scroll back to the top, click on your name, and click Switch to Club Central. In order to access the back end of your calendar, you're going to look for the Event Management Application Square. When you click on that, it's going to take you right into the Manage Events tab. At the top, you'll see we do have some filter options available, which are very similar to the filter options you'll see on the live calendar. We can search by type of event, upcoming, past, all, or deleted. You can show only registerable events. Maybe you want to look for that event name. Date range. If you'd like to look for a specific date, you can select it using the calendar. And your to date will always be a year from your date range. Then you have your category. So if you'd like, you can choose to sort or show only certain types of categories. Then on the far right, you have your search button as well as your reset button. Under the event filters, you can see we have a nice table that is going to list all the events that you've either created within the event management module or in your Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management software. The first column you'll see is the name of the event. So if you actually click on that name of the event, it's going to open that event view and provide you with the details for the event. Beside that, we have the event date and time. Then you have the total attendance. So if this is a registration event, we'll be able to see how many members currently have registered for this event. Beside that is your max attendance. So maybe it's due to fire code reasons or just the amount of space you have within a room. You can set a specific number for the max attendance. If you do have a waitlist enabled for an event, it will display a number for you. And if there is no waitlist, it will just say NA. And beside that, we can see if this registration is open or closed, or if it just doesn't have any registration at all. Before I show you this pencil icon, I just want to show you this little rotating arrow. This means that this is an ongoing event, meaning there are more reoccurrences than just this one event. This pencil icon allows me to edit an event. So if I click there, if you try and edit an event that is within a reoccurrence, we have two options. We can edit either all the events within that occurrence or this event only. So maybe out of all these events, I need to update this one specifically. We can edit this event only. Just note, it will be removed from the reoccurrence and treated as its own individual event. Beside that, you have the publish icon. So if you see the blue circle with the red arrow, that means that this event is currently published. So if I click on this live site button, and let's navigate back to our calendar, we can see that our web created event is currently visible on the calendar. If you decide that you don't want this published right now, you're going to click on that little blue circle icon to unpublish this event. Right away, you'll see that icon will change for you to the blue circle with the green arrow. And if we actually go back to our calendar and click that refresh button, you'll see that that event is no longer displaying on our calendar. When you're ready to bring it back, just click on the blue circle with the green arrow to publish this event. Now, just note, when you do create your events in Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management, they do have to be published from here. So you can do so by clicking on that publish icon we just looked at, or you can actually select multiple events and click Publish Selected. Works opposite as well. If you actually want to unpublish these events, just click that Unpublish Selected option. And your last icon is the chain link icon. So if you click that, what this will do is will actually provide you with a URL for this event, where you can copy and paste this directly, say, into an email blast if you like, to get the attention of your members to register for this event or view the event details right before the event. Then on the far right, we can see when this event was last modified and who it was last modified by. Just note, if you ever see service account here as a last modified by, this means that this event was created in either Jonas Activity Management or your Encore Activity Management. Now let's take a look at categories. Categories are created in either your Jonas Activity Management or your Encore Activity Management and can be found here within the Event Management module. If there are any categories that are marked as disabled or are duplicates, that means that these categories were created in here before integration. So before you set up your Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management with the Event Management module. If you would like to add more categories, you just need to make sure you do that through Jonas or Encore. And after you have added those new categories, make sure you run that sync in order to bring those new categories over to the web. From here, once you do have your categories, if you click on this white box, you can actually select a color for that category. And that's the color that it will display on the calendar. If you've made changes here, just make sure you click that Save button. In order to create an event, you're going to click on that Create Event tab. And now we can start with the name of our event. So this one can be our movie night. Below that, we can select our category. So remember, these are the categories that are brought forward from Jonas Activity Management or Encore Activity Management. This one, I'm going to use social. And your location works the same way as well. These are all brought over from Jonas or Encore. And we can select the location that we want this event to take place in. So for this one, let's select the ballroom. Then we have the description. So if I go to our live site and click on an event, the event description is these event details you see in the middle here. Very easy to do. Click on that white box, and at the top you'll see the content editor. So if you are familiar with editing your web pages, it is similar to the content editor you see there. Or if you haven't, it's very similar to any content editor, including Microsoft Word. So in our description, we can add the title for our event. It's our movie night. And maybe we want to give that a heading tag and center align that. Maybe we can also add some subtext as well. For this one, I also want to add a heading tag. And let's center align that. Now, maybe we want to add a photo in here. So you're going to look for that film strip icon. And in your media libraries, you're just going to find your folder. and select your file. And save and close. Let's center align that as well. Now, maybe we want to add some contact information here. So we can put our text. Then we're going to highlight the text we'd like to use as the hyperlink. And you're going to click on the little chain link icon. Because we're doing an email link, we're going to click on the email tab. And your only mandatory field when you are doing an email hyperlink is your to field. So we can put our email. Everything else is optional. So if you like, maybe we want to populate that subject so that anytime someone clicks on that email, it's automatically going to fill in the to field and the subject for them. And we can save and close. If you like, you can do external web links, and you can also link to PDFs or images as well. Once you've added your event description and you're happy to go, we can just click close. Note, you can't click on a hyperlink from here. We can do that once we are in preview mode. Now that we've added the description for our event, we can see a brief preview right here. If I scroll down, we can now set the date of this event. Simply click on the drop down and select the date. This one will have it as the upcoming Saturday. Then for your time, you have 4 options. Your regular time will allow you to have a start and end time for that event. An all-day event will show that event as listed as an all-day event on your calendar. So if I navigate to our calendar and let's view that event time, you'll see this is what the all-day looks like. No time, meaning no time will be listed on the calendar for this event. Or no end time, meaning that, you know what, maybe I know my movie night is going to take place at 4:30 p.m., but I don't know when exactly it's going to end. So you don't have to put a specific end time in here. For this one, we're going to go with a regular time, and we'll set that up at 7 p.m., and we'll have it end at 9:30 p.m. If you like, you can add a new seating time, which will allow you to add multiple seating times for this event. Once you've set the date and time for your event, you can decide if you want this event to be a reoccurrence. If so, just checkmark that yes box. Here, just like your time, you have 4 options. We can have this event repeat daily. So maybe it's a 3-day conference. Instead of having to create this event 3 times, I can have it repeat 3 days straight. You have the weekly option, how many weeks you want it to repeat on, so maybe every 2 weeks, and maybe I want it to repeat every Tuesday and Thursday. You have your monthly option. With this, you can choose to have this event repeat on that specific day every month. However, we don't necessarily know that the 22nd of every month will always be a Saturday. In that case, you can checkmark that second option and choose what specific Saturday you want that to repeat on. Then you have your yearly option, which works the same way as your monthly option. For this event, we're going to have it repeat monthly. And we're going to choose to set it at the second Saturday of every month, just like we put in that event description. At the bottom of every one of these 4 options, you might have noticed this ends. This is when you want this reoccurrence to end. Never will never have that reoccurrence end. By will allow you to choose a specific date that you'd like this event to end by. Then you have after, which will allow you to pick the number of occurrences that you want for this event, and after 3 occurrences, this event will end. Just make sure as you're going through, you do want to click that save button. Now, just a few more options to look at the right-hand side of the screen. Under restrictions, this disallow online guest registration. You can just ignore this, as this feature is not applicable to web-created events. Then we have the other settings. So if you recall, we have that calendar at a glance. So if I go to our live site, and let's go back to Member Central, your calendar at a glance is this upcoming events web part. So if you decide that you just don't want this event displaying there, we can always checkmark that box to hide from the calendar at a glance. Then, if you like, you can check this box to allow public users to view this event, if you do have the public events module enabled. Note that because this is a web or information only event, the email notification tab is disabled. Now that we've got everything set up, let's go ahead and preview our event, simply by clicking that preview button. From here, we can see the title of our event, date, time, category, and location, and we can also test out our hyperlinks. So in the middle, we did the contact. So if we click here, if you do have an email program on your computer, you'll see that it is going to populate the to field for you that we filled out, as well as that subject line. And let's close out of that preview mode. Once you're good to go, if you just want to save this event and you're not ready to publish it on your calendar, just make sure you click Save. But if you are ready to go, we can click Save and Publish. Once you have saved and published an event, it can be found under the Manage Events tab. Now that we're back in our Manage Events tab, if I scroll down, we can see that movie night event that we created. And because we set it as a reoccurrence for the second Saturday of every month for 3 reoccurrences, we see the 3 events right here. And if I go to my actual calendar, we can see the event showing up now for us.